That kind of sparks this other part of the question, which is about climax or the perceived climax. So we have all these little subjects going.
Everything is perceptual, isn't it?
Right. And so, well, in the context of momentum, of like attracts like, you give attention to something, it keeps building, you get really excited, there's more to it, but there sort of needs to be a climax to that. And so,
before you go there, you said something that we want to clarify, because like does attract like, and law of attraction is the law-based reason for all of that. But let's talk about law of attraction, and let's talk about momentum, and let's talk about influence, all in the same subject. Now let's move to the idea of your inner being, who is in this non-physical realm with everything that you have evolved to, with all that you want, all that you actually vibrationally are. And let's just rest here for a moment in the understanding of this powerful influence. So here is your inner being knowing, you said that, knowing who you are, and knowing what's unfolding, knowing what you think is your future holds, because it's not future to your inner being, it's the present tense, and it's now, and it's known. So feel law of attraction and momentum and influence and that knowing of your inner being. Let's put that all together and just feel that for a moment. So in any moment of wake state, when you're focused, if you focus away from that knowing, away from that influence, if you allow something else, even your own thoughts, to influence you based upon how much momentum you've given to those thoughts, away from that influence, then that sort of emptying out feeling that negative emotion is what's going on. So in a new way, just for fun and clarity, let's talk about letting your inner being influence you. Let's call that positive emotion, like love and appreciation. And let's call not letting that influence you, because something else is, let's call that negative emotion, just as a sort of new way of looking at it. And now,
well, what I was getting at is, so I like to think about things as they're going momentum wise, or there's anti-momentum, and if you're on the momentum,
it's all momentum. It's all momentum,
right? So, but if you're focused,
let's call it positive influence or negative influence. Let's call it source calling you to who you really are, or you refusing to go. And
then there's all this preparing the way and this beautiful convergence of everything, and it's so perfect, but it leads to this very climatic, satisfactorial moment in life and time. I guess the question is, why does it climax? I mean, it makes sense because you can't enjoy a delightful meal if you're not hungry and all those things, but I guess it's a perceived climax where it's not really.
You started out with the answer to this when we were talking about your perception and the tree and the forest and all of that sort of thing, and how it's all about expanding your ability to receive and perceive. And so this is what we're talking about all day, every day, is exactly what this question is about. How can I be so tuned into who I am that I'm receiving satisfaction here and here and here and here? So it's not just the big orgasm, but all along the way. All along the way, satisfaction all the way. And so how do you get so sensitive that you're appreciating it all along the way? By wanting to be, by paying attention to it, by savoring the things as they unfold, by giving more attention to the things that you are savoring, so that you get more momentum going about more of those things. Does that make sense to you?
Absolute sense. You answered my question.
Really good.
There's no real climax. It never ends. We're eternal. It might seem like there's a climax on a subject, but it's just setting the stage for the further expansion of it.
A friend gave Esther a singing bowl. She has some banging bowls and some banging gongs, but this is a singing bowl. And so they were having a good time making it sing. And then Esther put the rubber mallet down, and they were standing around it, and they were saying, I can still hear it. I can still hear it. Can you still hear it? And then Esther said, Abraham says that once that vibration gets going, it never stops. our ability to perceive it does. But the vibration never stops. And that's what you're talking about. As you enhance and practice your ability to receive, to see life through the eyes of Source, to perceive the beauty here and here and here and here. It's not like wasting the little questions and not having time for the big one. It's all of them being of equal importance, because all of them have the propensity to give you satisfaction in the moment, as much as you are able to open yourself to receive. And so the key isn't creating bigger things that excite you more. The key is getting more sensitive to the things that excite you. Really good. Coming now.
So I want to show you this picture. This was at Burning Man probably 2 years ago. I feel this is how our inner beings are always acting on our behalves.
It's right. Someone's calling you. Hello.
It's my inner being calling your inner being. Really good.